Men, women, boys, girls, and inconveniently timed check engine lights. We are back here on the newly named Christopher's Chronicles YouTube channel. We are back on the page with some brand new content. Lots of things to discuss. Some good, some bad, some happy, and some sad. But we're going to break it all down because today I am bringing you a moving and very special episode of What is Going On, Team? So, we are back at it again with episode I don't even know of mind-numbing and irrational ramblings. You know, it's quite funny to stop and think about where this all began. This channel, these rambling videos I made, they all started as part of a mechanism to stay entertained, occupied, to keep on keeping on with everything in my life during COVID. It gave me an opportunity to fill up the time that I would be spending at school doing something else, like making YouTube videos. And so now, almost 4 years later, we're here, and we're on episode, I don't even know, over 20. It's got to be over 20 episodes. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about where this channel started, where these videos started. If you go back to the very first episode of My Numbing and Irrational Ramblings, the very first one, it's either me on my couch or me in the garage of my house in a bathrobe making a video, and just crazy. It's craziness. It's quite crazy to think. Talking about COVID and masks and school, and now I'm here on these videos talking about life in general. So, to give you guys sort of an update on what's been going on, there was recently There was recently a death in the family. My grandfather, whom I loved very deeply, unfortunately passed away. So these past few months have been quite chaotic, quite hectic, a lot of moving parts, a lot of things going on. But on the brighter side, it's given us more time to be together as family, to be together as a unit, and reconnecting and rekindling and really spending a lot of quality, much needed time together, which is a good thing, which is definitely a good thing. I do enjoy spending time with my family. It was very nice. So this past weekend, I was in South Carolina at the burial service. Got an Airbnb-bizzle. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Barbarian, but that movie is like horrifying. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about the movie. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want to hear spoilers, skip, mute, skip ahead, I don't know. But I will like signal with a thumbs up when I'm done talking about the movie, okay? So you can like look for a part where I'm like, and you'll know. But not that one. Keep going. All right, that wasn't the signal. Okay, so the movie Barbarian is basically about a lady who goes and checks into an Airbnb, and she finds out that like it was double booked. There's a really creepy guy that's there with her that's like not creepy, but he's weird, and you're like made to feel that he's the bad, like whatever. So he's there, and they end up sleeping in the same house, yada yada. Then she goes into the basement of the Airbnb, which thank God at the one I was at there was no basement, because I would be tweaking if there was a basement. She goes into the basement of the Airbnb and she finds a door with a rope hanging out of the door. Now, timeout. If I'm at an Airbnb, if I check in, I got my casa, I got my bags laid out, I'm chilling, the first thing I'm doing is doing a sweep of the house. I'm doing a sweep. I'm talking military per grade, professional level sweep. If I find anything sus or uncomfortable, I'm quite frankly not staying there. No cap. So that's mistake number one. She slept there, got acclimated, then the next day she wakes up and starts doing a little walk around the house. So basement door is a weird one that locks if it closes. So she goes into the basement, gets locked in the basement, finds the door, opens the door, long creepy hallway with no lights. At the end of the hallway is a room. She goes into the room, and there's another room with like a bucket and a bed, and like it's creepy as heck. Red flag number 2. If you find something that was not aforementioned in the description of the house, no cap, I'm out. I'm leaving. I'm checking into a Super Sizzle, a Super 8, a Motel 6, a Red Roof Inn. I'm calling my manager. I'm calling your manager, and I'm suing you for all you're worth. Because absolutely not. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that garbage. So she goes in, she finds the room, she's freaked out, she leaves, she goes out, like eventually she gets let out of the basement, whatever. She's really nervous. She tells the guy she's staying with, the guy that like double booked in the house. Long story short, because I don't want to describe the entire movie because we'll be here for days. Long story short, it turns out that house was owned previously by some creepy Chester old man that like locked his wife in the basement, had a kid with the wife, had a lot of inappropriate, not going to talk about it things happen. Long story short, there's a weird humanoid, like really tall, really skinny, really scary looking woman living in the basement, and she's like, she attacks people, and she like kills everyone but the woman, and it's just freaky. It's scary. Okay, so the lady survives, she gets away, but like creepy, beastie, scary lady living in the basement of your Airbnb, absolutely not. Okay, that's a no-no. Okay, so there you go. People who don't want to hear about it, this is it. This is the point you want to come back to. Okay, so heck no, I'm not living in an Airbnb with some sus activity in it. But the Airbnb I stayed at was nice. It wasn't dirty. It was very clean. There was no weird doors or ropes or walls or people. It was a very clean house, very nice. So that was good. So yeah, was in South Carolina for the weekend. Currently driving back to Illinois. Gotta check my mileage here. Okay, we got. I know I'm getting on 640 West. That's what I can tell you for shizzle, for sure. That's where I'm going. I think I'm about 6 miles out. So it was a nice weekend to be with family, be able to do all that. So then, what else is there to discuss? Well, school's going great. Living it up the dream over there. It's been a harder semester, especially with everything going on, having to miss more school than normal. But it's not horrible. It's not undoable. It's definitely will be okay. Just gotta lock in, you know what I mean? That's what they all say, lock in. So I'm locking into school, getting it done, that's not a cop. Woo! Okay. So locking into school, gotta finish out strong. Got a lot of projects going on. So yeah, that's pretty much that. I'm probably gonna make another video at some point talking about sports, so I won't even get into that here, because frankly that's a whole video in and of itself. The political situation in our country, the United States, is just quite frankly out of pocket. It's whack. No one knows what's going on. To be honest, let's be honest here. It doesn't matter whether you're liberal, conservative, progressive, socialist, radical right, evangelical, Republican, Democrat, Green Party, Libertarian, whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever side of the aisle you're on, it doesn't, okay, that's cool, that's great. Everyone can agree right here, today, in this moment, that the politics in our country are crazy. It doesn't make any sense. It's absolute ludicrous, or whatever it's called. It's loony. It's psychotic. You have nothing getting done. You have everyone's yelling at each other. Everyone's mad. There's scandals. There's corruption. There's under the table dealings. There's weird, just to put it this way, for the first time in the conception of our democracy, we went without a Speaker of the House for almost a month. 22 days we went without a Speaker. That's over 3 weeks by a day. That's just insane to me. That is legitimately insane in the membrane. It's crazy. It's unprecedented. And it just goes to show the downright nasty amount of polarization and malarkey that's going on over in the United States Capitol. See, we can have a conversation about it without getting political, because I'm not pointing blame, I'm not blaming anyone, it's not anyone's fault. I'm just simply, this is my exit, guys. So, I'm just simply stating fact. The fact of the matter is no matter who you believe in, no matter who you want to vote for in 2024, that's your prerogative. The fact of the matter is that the current state of politics is psychotic. It's derailed. We've gone off the rail on a crazy train. So we got to reel it back in. We got to bring it back to the way it was. We got to bring it back. You know what I mean? We got to set it in. Because that's the only way we're going to get things done here, is by bringing it together, getting it in, getting it together, and making it happen. Okay? That's all that we can do. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Is that we have to come together and decide as a country what we're going to do with our lives. I'm going to drop this video. I'm going to keep talking, but I'm going to stop now so I can get the directions for my next route. I will be back in just a second. All right, team, we are back. Sorry about that. I had to do some maneuvering and calculating and whatever. So, what was I saying? Politics. Politics, yeah, you get it. Just figure it out. That's all they gotta do. Figure it out. So, here's my next point of inquiry. Whoever invented cars is a sadist. Whoever invented the concept of the check engine light is a sadist. And I'll tell you why. Why has no one come up with the idea of a car that tells you exactly what the problem is? Because when I'm sitting there driving down the road and I look down and I see, oh, the check engine light is on. I don't want to just see a light. I want to see a little screen or a little scrolling bar at the bottom that says, hey, your O2 sensor's off. Your emission sensor is off. Your gas cap is loose. You need more oil. Something like that. But no, that's not what happens here. In my car, in all cars, it's just a singular light. It's a light that sits there on your dashboard like the little omen of death and destruction and instantaneous peril. Like, I'm currently pooping in my pants. I am coloring my underwear brown right now because I'm looking at the light and it's brown. Or it's not brown. See, now I'm thinking about poop. It's an orange light just sitting on my dashboard doing nothing. Besides just being a pesky little light that's giving me a heart attack. Because I don't know. Is my engine going to explode? Is it just that my gas cap's open? Or is the wiring a little off? Or is my coolant leaking into my engine and I'm going to the car's going to go up in flames any minute? It doesn't tell me. So now I'm driving through the mountains of Tennessee, currently 8 hours away from my house, and I'm like, dude, what? I don't know. It just bothers me. It bothers me to no end. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any bloody sense about anything on the whole planet of the universe. Another thing, let's talk about the South, because I feel like that's another main topic I need to talk about, and my video's getting pretty long, so this might have to be the last thing we talk about. But the South is a completely different phenomenon than the North. It's a completely different thing. When you're in the North, you have weirdly named towns. Let me think of Illinois' towns. You have places like Champaign, Peoria, Naperville, Lisle, Tinley Park, New Lenox, Joliet. Up north, you have places like, what's it called? Well, more to the west, it's like Downers Grove, Warrenville, places like Oak Park, LaGrange, Oak Lawn, Orland Park, Orland Hills. Homer Glen, Decatur, Springfield, Carbondale, Urbana, Normal, Bloomington. You have, like, interestingly named towns. Like, I pass a sign on the way down here. We have a Metropolis, Illinois. We have a town named Christopher. We have Christophertown in Illinois. But as soon as you cross the line out of Illinois and you start to get into Kentucky, everything is named Ville. Everything's a Ville in the South. Nashville, Louisville, Asheville, Hendersonville, like, every town is Ville. How do you know where you're going? Like, in a room full of, like, people, Southern people, are they all like, oh, what town were you born in? Oh, I was born in Englandville. Oh, Englandville? That kind of sounds like my hometown, Jinglandville. Oh, Jinglandville? Are you talking about Jingleville? No, I'm talking about Jinglandville. Like, what the heck? Everything's a Ville. Everything's a Ville in the South. Another thing, Southerners love their Subway. I think I counted more Subways than I did Waffle Houses. And, like, Waffle Houses are a Southern thing. You don't got a Waffle House up in Illinois. But, like, there are Subways everywhere you look. There's a Subway. Every exit, Subway. Every gas station, there's a Subway. I got myself a Subway on the way down here. Got myself a nice tuna sub. It was fantastic. But, like, everywhere you look, it's a Subway. I wouldn't be surprised if in these mountains to my left there was a Subway. Like, it's craziness. It's everyone, there's a Subway everywhere. And everything's a Ville. I also saw a green Walmart. That was weird. It looked like a Menards. From the outside. But instead of, like, Menards, it was a Walmart. It was very weird. Although I will say, Southerners know how to make their sweet tea. I absolutely love their sweet tea. Their food is great. I had a couple of dinners. We went to one place, and I had a poke bowl. If for those of you don't know what a poke bowl is, it's like deconstructed sushi in a bowl. It's really good. It was phenomenal at the restaurant I went to. And then we went to Cracker Barrel the next night, and I got the country fried steak. It was fantastic. The hash brown casserole, the sweet tea, the country fried steak, the mashed potatoes, all just fantastic. Fantastic couple of meals. Yeah, so I mean, honestly, South Carolina, 10, like, I would say like an 8.5 out of 10. The drive to get here is buns. It's 11 hours from Illinois. And it's like, the better half of it is like windy roads in the mountains. Which, like, mountain highway driving is not bad, but back road driving is horrible. I feel like I'm gonna fall off and tumble away into the abyss every time I turn the car, because it's just scary. It's scary driving in the mountains, on the mountain back roads. Like, those really skinny ones, where like one car takes up an entire one lane. So, like, if I were to be driving by someone going the opposite direction, I could reach out my hand and probably, like, wipe against their windshield. So, I mean, I digress, but whew, it's insanity. So, you know what, guys? I really don't feel like there's anything else I have to talk about as of right now. I think, besides sports, which I want to make a sports video very soon. So I'm probably actually going to right after this. But so, guys, you know what to do. The comrade is not with me, so you can actually comment on this video. Let me know if there are things you want me to talk about, address. Let me know if there's things that you want my opinion on. If there's a video you want me to do, a video game you might want me to play. There might be a point where I get down on some Fortnite. OG map is back, so that should be fun. So you guys can feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share this with someone who likes to just listen to someone talk. Kind of like a podcast, I guess. I don't know. Share it with someone, subscribe. Maybe we can get the subscriber count up above 70. That would be nice. And then, yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Drop something interesting in the comment section, and be safe. Just because there's no COVID anymore, so you don't got to stay indoors. You might want to stay indoors because it's cold. It's getting real cold out. So, but clean your floors so they're not sticky, and wash your pores, okay? Because I know all y'all out there, it gets cold, so you're sweating less. You're like, oh, I don't got to shower, because I do it too. I'm like, you don't got to shower. Yeah, you do. You stink. You probably stink. I stink. I need to shower. I'm smelling like a straight goo-goo LeChew out here. No cap. So I got to shower. So don't be smelly. Wash your pores. Clean your floors so they're not sticky with that Waffle House hash brown bowl, whatever. With that Subway chicken teriyaki sauce. And don't stay indoors. Get outside. Enjoy the fall weather. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.